What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to Judgment Day of Week 18, and this is your daily Fantasy Quickie. Hey guys, what's up? It's Judgment Day, Week 18. I'm happy I won.
Champion. You
yes.
call him champion.
Just
Don't call
one
him
league. Just one league.
Don't call him JJT. Call him champion.
I'm just happy I won. It was super close, and it could have gone either way. And I'm just happy that the strategy I planned out this morning before adding a player panned out. I mean, it was effective, an effective strategy that went well.
Yeah, the good news with Jeremy's league, I think, and that's what Jeremy has been saying, that maybe next season it's better to have settings where you can add drop even the day itself of the games, because that is correct. I've been thinking about it, because using with the COVID, the rest nowadays, I think it's all but fair to do this setting compared to before, right? Because it gives managers a chance to compete. That's what Jeremy did. He was able to.
Because what happened was I had a move. I had one more move left, and if it was a setting of daily tomorrow, which means I have to add by 3 p.m. yesterday, I would have added the wrong player. I would have added a player with assist, because I was thinking I wanted to catch on the assist and the steals. But the news broke out this morning that DeRozan would be out, so that gives me zero chance of winning assist, because that's my number 2 guy when it comes to assist, DeRozan, and then CP3 of course is my top guy in assist. So I changed my strategy, meaning I didn't go for the assist. I just went for the steals, and then I just felt like I was up 5-4. If I maintained the lead in the points and the field goal and the free throws, then I can win it, because I have steals and blocks as well. So, and that's what happened. I added Ariza. He gave me 2-3 steals. Well, although the trade-off there was he shot 2 out of 4 in the free throw and nearly lost it for me. But and then it worked out. I mean, it would have been worse if I added, say, Elfrid Payton or Shake Milton. Those were my options then for assist and steals.
I'll just ask a question to Jeremy. What time do you wake up to find out all these news?
I wake up early, not just because of fantasy. I really wake up early. So I wake up at around 5:30, 6 a.m. Not just because of fantasy. It's just my body clock.
Yeah, because of old age.
Because of
you know,
old
guys,
age.
when you grow older, you can't sleep anymore.
Yes, actually, that's true. I'm not really a big sleeper, but I
have a question. When you wake up 5:30 to 6, since a lot of managers are still in their semis or their finals, what do you check? Do you check Roto World, NBC Sports, or whatever you call that, or Twitter, or do you have anything?
Twitter. I check Twitter, but mostly just the notes. This morning I wanted to know updates on LeBron, because it was my opponent's player. I wanted to check if he was playing or not. But the updates came late for LeBron because they had a 10 a.m. game. So, but usually I just check Twitter or the notes. Sometimes I check Roto World.
What time do they come out usually? These news 5:30, 6.
Well, depends on the game. If game time decision, sometimes it's around an hour before or 30 minutes before.
So 6 a.m. You'd recommend 6 a.m. that they'll be awake 6 a.m.
Yeah, if there's a 7 a.m. game, you should be awake by 6, because you still think of strategies. You still wait for, in case you still want to be the first, right? To pick up a player, right? Even if you wake up at 6:30, you might not have time to think, and you just woke up and you might add the wrong player, or right. So I think 6 for a 7 a.m.
That's
game.
something I haven't done this year. I haven't been able to wake up that early. That's why when I wake up, it's too late. So I just let it be. But that's a good advice, I think. Managers, we're talking about Philippine time here, I guess, because international managers don't experience this compared to
Yep.
Filipino managers because it's the time difference. So that's a good advice. Waking up around 5:30 to 6.
And if it's the
maybe.
playoffs, come on guys, if it's a money league in playoffs or in the semis or in the finals, wake up one day at early in the morning for a week. I think it will be worth it if you win it, right?
Yep.
One of our friends, Ryan Lau, woke up unusually woke up early today because he wanted to check updates because he was in the finals. I think he usually wakes up late, but woke up at around 7 or 7:30 just to check the games. So yeah, just a day or two. But hopefully you guys were able to win. I've seen a lot of really close matches. And I was telling Eric about one of the FBwd matches. They were tied pretty much on the field goal and the free throw, right?
That's very hard to do.
Yeah, that's very rare, hard to do. And they had one player left, I think Harrell and Birch on opposite ends. So, and the other player won. If you look at the scores if you look at the free throw percentage in Yahoo in the matchups, it's pretty much tied, right? But you can't, Yahoo would determine that by the decimal points, I guess, right? Or the number of attempts, the number of shots divided by the number of attempts, and whoever has the greater number probably wins that, right? So,
but I think Yahoo can show you the totals.
Yeah,
so
that's the
be,
totals. So if you check on the totals, the other manager won by 0.0001 point. So really, really, really close. Less than the free throw. One make or one miss, it would have been a different story, right? But lots of matches have been close. Some 1 point, some 1 assist. There was this another player in in the FBwd league who still had 1 ad left. He didn't use it. He lost by an assist.
Okay.
That's probably a mistake.
Why did he keep that ad?
I don't know. I think
this is the finals or just the semis?
The quarters. Just
the quarters. The quarters. Okay.
So
I would understand that. Maybe he didn't want the players who didn't have a game were good players, so he didn't want to sacrifice them. But again, as you said before the playoffs happened, it's better to sacrifice to make sure you get into the next round instead of regretting that
and
one move.
Eric was telling me he sacrificed a lot of players just to win a 12-team league today.
Yeah.
I mean, not the finals, but at least to move on to the next round.
Yes.
Who are the players you drop?
I dropped Jeremy Grant, TJ McConnell, Kyle Lowry. Who else? I dropped a lot of players. I think I dropped Wendell Carter Jr. I dropped a lot of players.
These are players that you probably won't drop.
I didn't have moves left, so I'm left with Ty Jerome and Elfrid Payton for tomorrow. But anyway,
at least he moves on, right? I mean, it's for another day to it's another week. He'll probably deal with it this week and see.
Elfrid Payton might give me 10 assists and 5 steals tomorrow. You never know.
How many did he get today?
Nothing. Two assists and 1 steal. It was a useless move, but I had to do it to just to make sure. Actually, I really felt that I did not have to do it anymore, but I didn't want to regret that. I have 1 move left, so that's what I did.
If you think about adding a player and then you didn't do it, that's a bigger regret, I guess, than not adding the player at all. So I think that's another lesson in fantasy basketball that we can learn from. All right, let's talk about next week or week 19. In case you are still alive in your finals, semis, or pretty much semis and finals for everyone. Weekly schedule, Detroit has the most number of games. We talked about this. Players to own in Detroit. Okay, so
Detroit has 5 games.
Yeah, Detroit has 5 games. They have the most number of games this week. You said you dropped Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant is probably one of the him and maybe Mason Plumlee would be 2 of the players that would be really problematic when it comes to these types of games, right?
Yes. Jeremy Grant is today he was given INJ tag eligibility. So maybe you could put him there if you still own him. But I think he really does have a sore or something. That's why I don't think he'll play even 3 games. I'm thinking the best is 2 games only. So I'm dropping him. Plumlee though, he might get 3 games this week. I think he might. He could miss the 2 back-to-backs, but he will probably have 3 games. So if that's good enough for you, then you hold him.
Okay.
Just that's okay. But the players to really own here are probably Isaiah Stewart.
Yep.
And the streams would probably be Frank Jackson. Mentioned him, and then Killian Hayes.
Yep.
Josh Jackson. Yeah.
But Killian Hayes, is he playing back-to-backs already? I don't think
No.
Hayes is playing back-to-back.
So he's a stream. He's probably a stream for days that maybe Corey Joseph doesn't play. They'll probably alternate. But if you want one move only for the full week, I would go Frank Jackson. Go Frank Jackson.
Me too. I think
that's the best move.
I think that the players to own are Bey, of course, Sadiq Bey, Sadiq Bey, and Isaiah Stewart, and then Frank Jackson could be a good add. Josh Jackson, I've seen a lot of teams adding Josh Jackson. He hasn't played really well in some games, but I think he's just probably a stream. If you are, would you go Frank Jackson or Josh Jackson?
I would go Frank Jackson because Josh Jackson actually rests also. There are games where Josh Jackson also rests, and then I'm not too sure about the turnovers, the field goal. I'm kind of worried about that, so I'd rather go Frank because Frank, the 3 points could be elite.
Yeah,
this week.
Yeah,
so there.
So there, Detroit. And what else do other fantasy managers need to know about this week's schedule?
The good news is most every day have at least 7 to 10 games, 7, 8, or 9 games. So it's kind of even. But there's still some games there like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or that's Wednesday, Friday, Sunday here in Manila that have the least number of games, which is 7, which is still good.
A lot.
Still a lot. But overall, the schedule is good. So if you want to stream, you can stream back-to-backs, real back-to-backs. You can start, if you still have time for tomorrow, you can stream the New Orleans Pelicans, the Warriors players. These players at the start of the week, New Orleans, Golden State, they're the 2 teams that you can consider because they have a back-to-back tomorrow and then on Wednesday. Yeah. So Monday, Tuesday, basically.
Yeah, and there could be a lot of players that you can stream throughout the week because, again, injuries are aplenty, and we've had a list of injured players again this week. Let's go through them, I guess, to see severity and maybe what to do. Tyrese Haliburton got hurt in today's game. This one looks to be the most serious among all the injuries, I guess. Probably him and Jaylen Brown's injury.
Possibly.
Yeah. So Tyrese was helped off the court. So
non-contact also.
Yeah. So many are worrying that he could miss time. Most likely, he will miss time.
I would believe he would miss time, but they said it's not a serious injury. When they say something like that, maybe they're saying it's not an ACL.
Yeah, it's not season ending, meaning.
Yes. I mean,
not season ending in the sense that, if they were in the playoffs, he'd probably still play there. But this could be season ending in the sense that he might just sit out the rest of the 2 weeks, right?
Yes, which is very, very, very bad timing. Not only because it's week 19, but because of the schedule of Sacramento coming up. It's a very good one. They have OKC, they have Indiana, they have San Antonio. Those are fast-paced, good matchups. So that's bad. So right now, Delon Wright, of course. I hope he's not floating around in your waivers. You should pick him up for next week's 4-game week, I think.
Yeah. So Haliburton, I have an Haliburton that's still alive, in a team that's still alive. So I'll probably wait for tomorrow to see what happens. But yeah,
Sacramento's game is still Wednesday or Tuesday in international calendar. Wednesday here in Manila. So you can wait until tomorrow before 3 p.m. if that is your settings, and then then make a change.
Wait, their first
Haliburton.
game is still on Wednesday?
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
okay. All
That's
right.
against OKC. They don't have a game tomorrow. So OKC will be their first game. And it's a
Alright.
back-to-back. It's a back-to-back.
Right, so we might get an update tomorrow. So I'll just probably wait for that to see if but most likely I might just drop Tyrese Haliburton because it's just 2 weeks. I mean, Fox could be coming back soon.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
So
it's not a big loss. For me, it's not a big loss.
Yeah.
You can move on.
It was just a bonus that he played well this week. So hopefully, at least in that aspect, he was able to help. All right. Nerlens Noel got injured again today. Nothing serious though.
I don't know. As usual, they've been saying that they'll wait tomorrow for how it feels, the MRI and everything. But it's just a sprain. It can be. It doesn't look like a high ankle sprain though. So it could be a week. It could just be a week. So if it's in the finals, again, I would suggest they have a game tomorrow. You can't do anything about it anymore, anyways. So wait to see if he plays tomorrow. If he doesn't play tomorrow, maybe you can drop him because their schedule isn't that good this week either. It's not a good schedule. So I can move on.
And the good news, the bad news for fantasy managers, New York looks like they are headed to the playoffs. So I would assume they would be very cautious on Nerlens because he's probably their lone big man left, right? So
yes, for ads, I don't know if it's you can still add him now because it's past 3 p.m. But Norvel Pell, I've mentioned Norvel Pell. If you want a Hail Mary, he could be tomorrow. Let's see.
Yep. Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown got hurt towards the end of the game. They banged I think knees or they just had a collision.
The collision, their legs tangled. And the thing is, I saw it. Actually, it looked worse in Tatum's point because his leg kind of bent in an awkward shape. But after the game, Tatum said he's okay. So I hope it's okay. But Jaylen Brown might have re-aggravated the ankle injury he had before. So that is a worrying thing.
Yep.
This is really bad for Boston. It's probably the two worst players to get entangled.
At the worst possible time. Tatum has been really hot this week, right?
Yes.
And Jaylen Brown as well. I mean, he's been a stud this week in the past couple of weeks. So
number one in fantasy.
Jaylen?
2 weeks. Yes, overall the past 2 weeks.
See?
Not Jokic, not Steph, Jaylen Brown.
So we'll have to wait. I guess these players you don't drop. Like they're not like Tyrese or Nerlens that maybe you can think about dropping. These players you probably just wait for them to see what happens.
The thing is,
any results.
Let's go with this with the schedule. It's also a bad schedule for Boston. They'll have a 2-day break after this. Bad for fantasy managers, but probably good right now that maybe these two players can recover.
Yep.
So you just have to wish they come back and play that game after two games. If not, you're gonna be in for a long week because you're left with 2 games for this.
But you know, like we always say in the playoffs, you play out the first 2 days and see where that goes and decide whether you need to drop these top players before. Don't drop them now because you don't really know what will happen in the next couple of days. I think it's too early and premature. We don't even know. This could be a similar situation with a Trae Young, wherein managers dropped him and then he comes back, right? I mean, well, that's a different story as well, but I mean that's a different injury and a different player recovering from injury. But dropping players like those, can cost you the whole week if you drop them too early.
But if you want my prediction.
All right.
I think Tatum will play. I think Brown will miss the next game. That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah. And I can sense that as well. Jaylen could miss some time. Dennis Schroeder did not play today.
Man, he got into the INJ list fast also. So could be it's COVID. It's COVID protocols. We don't know if it's positive though. But
So,
could be out for the season also. We don't know.
but at least out for the regular season, yeah.
Yes, could be out for the regular season. There's not really an ad here. Taylor Horton Tucker, if you want to
LeBron,
gamble.
just in case someone dropped LeBron's.
Yeah, if someone dropped LeBron, yeah, go get LeBron.
That's the ad.
So there.
But I
The
think
ad there.
LeBron also tweaked his ankle a little bit today.
Yes, a little bit, but he said it's okay. And we don't know. It's not looking good in LA right now. Everybody's kind of getting hurt or they're losing. But they were already down big before LeBron left today's game.
Okay.
So,
quick updates on these. Vucevic. Did Vucevic just rest or?
No, he warmed up before last game, and then he said there was a lingering issue, so something that's been bothering him for some time, and he said he could not play through it. So could be good, could be bad that he warmed up, could be bad that he could not even play after warming up. So let's see. It's a 50-50 thing.
Zach LaVine, he should be back the next game, right?
No.
He still won't play?
No. He's just upgraded to doubtful, but he won't play. He won't play the next game, but by tomorrow we will find out if he can play this week. But at least he's not out anymore. He's doubtful.
Yeah.
So remember,
he's been seeing the bench.
He's in the bench, and the thing is, I think they're still waiting for some more procedures. They said some more protocols that he has to complete. Maybe I don't know what else they need from him, but he's not gonna play tomorrow.
Right.
Probably end of the week he could come back.
All right. If that's the case, if you're in the finals, should you drop LaVine already?
I would drop LaVine.
If you have an IL, don't drop him. Maybe he plays.
Yeah, if you have an IL.
But if you don't have, or if you have too many players in your IL, maybe prioritize which players to drop. All right. Malcolm Brogdon was we expected him to be out yesterday, but any news?
No news. Malcolm Brogdon, no news. Is questionable.
This could be another case of Sabonis. For this week.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that. It could be a Sabonis thing here also again. Tomorrow we'll see more clarity. But I'm not waiting with bated breath that he's gonna play tomorrow.
Kelly Oubre's injury read as quite bad. I mean, the description is quite bad. But we mentioned that he could play through it. Will he play through it? That's the question, I guess.
He might, but I don't trust that he will play every game, number one. Number two, how good would he be? A lot of managers have been asking me about Oubre and Garland. These are the two players I've been asked a lot.
Yeah.
Oubre, I'm more confident that, okay, go drop him. Because they didn't say he's going to play the next game. They say he's going to be re-evaluated at some point, whether he can play through it. They're assuming, I think, that they're going to make play-in tournament or the playoffs. So I think that's what they're looking at, not really the regular season. So I'm okay with moving on from Oubre. But Garland, I've told this to a manager and I will say it here again. I cannot answer it because I do not know really what's wrong with him. I mean, it's a sprained ankle, but I do not know how he feels. It's game time decision. I cannot say drop him and he plays the next game because totally no news.
Yeah, no
So it's up to
timetable,
you.
just a day-to-day thing.
But then I'll say this again. I said to the manager, it's your finals. I would drop him. Because
actually,
right? I mean,
Right.
I don't care if he plays. But
actually, if he's in your if you are in the semifinals, and dropping him could win you a league, the match, I'll probably do that as well. I mean, he has been playing well before this injury, but he is not the Zach LaVine type of player. He is not the Malcolm Brogdon type of player, wherein you will really have second thoughts of dropping him. I think if this was like Brogdon is game time decision probably every game from here on.
Yes, I think so.
It will be harder to drop a Brogdon than a Garland, I guess.
Yes, I agree.
Right?
And Garland is not game time decision, is questionable. He has a back-to-back coming up. I I don't sense him going that he's gonna play that back to back. It's just me. It's just my what I think because they're out of it anyways. So why would they play
and
the
it's
back to back? Right?
really the Cleveland situation is quite weird as well because Sexton has said last week, right? He was out for a number of games. And we're not even sure if they're really injured or they're just preserving these guards or they're just being extra cautious because these two players are their future.
In fairness, Garland is really injured. He really sprained his ankle, but we don't know how severe it is.
And we don't know how cautious they'll be.
Yes.
Right? With 2 weeks left, they could be cautious. For me, if I'm in the semifinals, I'm not sure whether Garland's playing. I'll probably drop him.
Jeremy took it one level higher. I said just in the finals. In the semis, I'm not sure, but in the finals, I would drop him.
I'll maybe see what happens tomorrow, and then if really I'm behind or I need to catch up or stay really close, I'll drop him and see who's available there in the waiver wire. Harrison Barnes is another player that I was talking to a manager a while ago, and he said he dropped Barnes, and that won him the match.
He should be dropped.
Moves like these could be game changing, right? So Mike Conley is out. Is he out for back-to-backs or he's out?
He's still out with a hamstring injury. He didn't play the last back-to-back 2 games, and he's not gonna play tomorrow. Actually it's a 4th game he has missed already. So he's a drop also. Yeah,
just drop your Mike Conley. He's been borderline drop before the playoffs started because of these kinds of concerns right now.
He's not gonna play tomorrow. They have a back-to-back this week, so even if he plays the game after that, he's gonna get 2 games only this. So he's a drop for him.
Other players who are in the danger zone: Enes Kanter. Nurkic has been playing really well over the past few games. So I think that gives Kanter, that loses the value of Kanter a bit. He still gives you rebounds, but he might be a borderline stream right now.
Today, 5 points, 5 rebounds. So, I feel that if you really need the roster spot, you can drop Enes Kanter. That's what I believe. If you're in the everybody's in the semis or in the final. So I think you can move on right now.
Yep.
That's what I
me too. 5 points, 5 rebounds. The 5 rebounds would be helpful if it's the last day of the matchup and I'm trying to find rebounds, which is not easy to find as well.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So not an easy, even if you get Moses Brown, who's been dropped in a few leagues, you are not guaranteed you'll get 5-6 rebounds. Not guaranteed, but the likelihood of that happening is also quite high with Moses Brown. But same thing with Enes Kanter. Dante DiVincenzo, this guy's been playing really bad. I mean, this season has been a disappointment for this guy. Maybe the Drew effect on him.
He started well actually. In fairness to Dante, he started well. There was a time he was actually doing very well, but then he just after that he fell off. I'll drop him. Drop him in 12, 14 team, even in 16 team leagues. Drop him because you have to find a hot player right now. There are lots of hot players coming up. Michael Mulder, Jordan, Poole. Yeah, the Golden State guy.
Jordan Poole.
Yeah. So that's hot players.
Cody Martin got injured today. Cody Martin's time with your teams is up actually. If you added him this week, he played well for you already. I think how many steals did he get this week? And so I think that's done. You probably won't be adding Cody Martin anymore for the rest of the season. And he got injured, so that's worse. So Cody Martin, Devontae.
The more controversial, Devontae is the more controversial one. But what do you think about him?
Devontae played well the other day. I mean, the day that has been playing well without LaMelo. I think he played a little better. He played. Let me check. I have a Devontae, but I was kind of out on that.
He got injured and came back today.
Yep.
So
he got injured the other game. the first half of the back-to-back, he got injured. He
Yeah.
played today and just had 9 points, but he had 24 minutes. So, I don't know. Before the injury, he was playing really well. He had a string of good games, right? Borderline, I'll see what he does without Cody Martin, because Cody Martin is another player that, you know, he's eating up in his playing time. But yeah, we'll see.
Give him one more game. Give him one more game.
Yeah,
that's correct.
But I would think if you were to choose between Devontae Graham and Frank Jackson, I'll probably go with Frank Jackson. They have the same skill set. Probably they'll give you threes. Graham has more assists, but LaMelo's there, so the assists would lessen. So I think if you were to choose between Devontae and Frank Jackson, I'll probably go with Frank Jackson's 5 games.
Agreed. Correct.
So those are the danger zone players. Let's talk about quickly the waiver wire. We talked about Delon Wright, Dwight Howard, if you need those rebounds.
Quickly with Dwight, if you were able to pick him for today, he has a good week coming up because Philadelphia's matchups this week is very easy. Chicago, then he has Houston, New Orleans, and Detroit. Mm-hmm. So those 3 Sixers will definitely destroy Houston and Detroit. So Dwight will get more minutes.
You'll never know.
Will we bet on this again?
Phoenix was supposed to destroy OKC today.
Well, that's true.
Right?
I don't want to bet on it again. But I think Houston and the Houston game should be a rout. The Detroit game should be a rout also. So if you get Dwight for these 4-game week, he can be a good source of rebounds and blocks this coming week. If you're not afraid of free throws.
Well, he was 4 out of 4 in free throws. Better than Trevor Ariza.
Better than Paul George.
Better than Paul George, who was 7 of 11 the other day. Speaking of Trevor Ariza is one of the waiver finds. He's been solid, but he has been alternating good and bad games. Today he had a bad game scoring, but he can do a lot of things.
Trevor is something. I also picked him up in the league, in one of my league, and he carried me with the steals and blocks. So he should not be in the waiver. I don't know if he's still available in some of yours.
He is.
He this week he had 8 or 9 steals and how many blocks and 3-pointers for me. So Trevor, you should pick Trevor up.
Steals and blocks, guys. Steals and blocks. If there are a couple of stats that's really important in the playoffs, steals and blocks, and I'm finding that out because these are the stats that, really there's no clear advantage when it comes to, matchups. If you look at the lineup, you'll probably see, this guy's lead probably would win rebounds, this guy probably win the assists, but steals and blocks, anything can happen with steals and blocks. So very important stats. Taylor Horton Tucker is in the waiver finds. Is it for deep leagues or is he really worth an ad?
No, it's just for streaming, I think.
Okay.
It's for stream. Well, if LeBron is gonna be out, then I'll pick him up. I'll pick him up.
Blake Griffin and Jeff Green.
It's because of Brooklyn's schedule. Their games. They only have 3 games this week. Easy games, but they're on the 7-game days. The 7 games in a day. That's the least number of games, and they have their games in all 3 of those days. So I think if you add Blake Griffin, he'll be able to play all 3 games because there's no back-to-back.
Yeah.
So I think that might be a good ad.
Who's Green the better, also. Blake Griffin or Jeff Green? Who would you rather?
Blake Griffin. You know me, I'm a fan of Blake Griffin ever since. What kind of a question is that? I've never doubted Blake Griffin.
The fantasy managers might think you're being sarcastic, but I think he's being serious.
No. Blake Griffin is really better. Blake Griffin is better.
Blake Griffin can give you other stats. Jeff Green is
assists.
Yep. KJ Martin of Houston. Well, we've mentioned KJ Martin before, so he should be a good stream for you guys.
Should be added.
A good ad.
Yeah, it should be added. He should be added. I think the rebounds will be solid. I think he's better than Enes Kanter rebounding wise. Sometimes.
At this point, there are a lot of Cody Martin, if he didn't go down, he would have been a better rebounder than Enes Kanter.
Royce O'Neal,
yeah.
yeah.
If you don't need the points, those are the guys that you can rely upon when it comes to the rebounding. All right.
Yep.
That's it for anything else?
Nope. That's it.
All right, that's it for Daily
Good
Fantasy Quickie. Good luck for week 19 and 20. We have 2 weeks left. We've done this pretty much the half the year, I guess. And we are down to 2 weeks. So let's enjoy these 2 weeks, and hopefully you guys will be able to win your playoff matches this week and next week. All right, we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye.